Okey, jom. Slide presentation dah share dalam grup WhatsApp. Okey, sudah. Okey, jom start. Saya tak dengar suara. Suara.
Tak dengar suara sir. Macam mana nak
Tak dengar suara. Dia kena open apa. Saya pun tak sure. Video, audio.
Okay lah.
Kalau sekarang sir?
Okay, Assalamualaikum to all.
Dengar sir?
Today we will present about water accounting
Okay.
presented by Muhammad Shafiq Reza and Muhammad Syarul Helmi. Okay, table of content. First, definition of water accounting. Second is importance of water accounting. Third is water accounting perspective. Fourth is objective of water accounting. Next is special scale of study area of water accounting. Suggestion and improvement of regulation on water accounting, and also process of carrying out of rapid water accounting. And lastly, past year paper. Okay, next slide is what is water accounting? Water accounting can be defined as the systematic quantitative assessment of the status and trend in water supply, demand distribution, accessibility, and use in specified domain, producing information that inform water science, management, and governance to support sustainable development outcome for society and the environment. Okay, this is a definition of water accounting. Next is important for water accounting. First, water accounting important because without reliable information, debate is uninformed and stakeholders have no basis for challenging factual, incorrect, or biased position. Similarly, effective planning is near impossible if stakeholders are working with their own differing information base. So, for example, government line department, when attempting to elect plane, rarely have access to a common information base. Similarly, local level water user may have a very different perception of their level of water services as compared to organizations that are responsible for delivering these services. So, the key output of water accounting is a common information base that is acceptable to all the key stakeholders involved in planning or other decision-making process. Okay, second important for water accounting is often disconnect exists between hydrological knowledge based on scientific evidence and popular understanding of hydrology based on belief, folklore, and hearsay. Specifically, there is often widespread misunderstanding regarding the potential impact of change in land use and land management system on the hydrology of catchment and aquifer. Okay. Next slide is about water accounting perspective, water accounting has developed from three distinct perspectives, namely hydrology, irrigation or civil engineering, and monitoring and evaluation. All three perspectives have merit. First, the hydrological perspective is based firmly on an understanding of the physical processes that govern volumes and rate of water flow, fluxes, and stock in different landscape and or under different agroclimatic condition or management regimes. Second perspective is the engineering perspective, focused primarily on the design, construction, and operation of storage structure, bulk transfer schemes, welfare fields, irrigation and drainage scheme, municipal water supply system, and water treatment plant. Or put another way, the focus is on managing stock of water and the transfer of water through pipeline and canal system from sources to where it is needed. And last perspective is the monitoring and evaluation perspective, focus on using water accounting to support or underpin management decision or as a mean to learn lesson or gain incremental improvement in policies and practice on both the supply and demand side of water supply and water services delivery system. Okay. So next is objective of water accounting. Water accounting provides a sound scientific basis for evidence-informed strategy development, operational decision making, and targeted communication or awareness raising program. The typically objective of water accounting for a specified domain include first, to identify the underlying biophysical causes of problem relating to imbalance in water supply and demand. Second is to assess the probability of risk and scale of extreme event, for example, flood, drought, pollution with natural or anthropogenic contaminant in the specified domain. Third is to assess the resilience or vulnerability of society and the environment to extreme event and more gradual biophysical change linked to, for example, water scarcity, climate change, and food security. And lastly, last objective is to assess whether or not existing water policy and practice are working well and whether they are resulting in unintended consequences or externalities locally or downstream. Okay, I will pass to the next presenter, Shafiq.
Okay, so thank you to Sharul for his presentation. So today I will present about the spatial scale of study area. There are three types of the area that we need to scale on it. The first one, the river basin or watershed, which is dalahan air. The second one, the irrigation schemes, which is skema per air, right? And the last one, fire and land holding, which is kawasan tabakan tanah. Okay. So the first one that we need to study is to identify the scope for augmenting water resources availability for rainfed and irrigate agriculture. So untuk point ini dia akan lebih kepada scope of untuk melihat berbahagian untuk melihat dari segi sumber air yang mencukupi untuk hujan dan juga perairan pertanian. Okay, so the second one, which is the potential of improving basin level, efficiency and productivity by capturing return flows and minimizing large scale of non-beneficial consumptive water use. So, kiranya dia akan melihat kemampuan dan untuk menampakkan kecukupan dan produktiviti dari segi melihat dari segi macam mana pengeluaran air yang ada dan untuk mengurangkan dari segi yang tidak ketidakgunaan air tersebut. Okay, so the second one, the education scheme, which is skema bayaran, dia akan melihat we have to look at the special analysis of level of variability and equity in supply and demand of the different education, which is dia akan tengok kepada analisis untuk mengenal pasti permintaan dan kehendak untuk bayaran kawasan yang dari segi kawasan yang berlainan. Okay. For the second one, which is the potential in improving scheme level efficiency and productivity by improving the scheme governance management in order to better in operation and management. Which is dia akan tengok kepada kebolehan dan kemampuan untuk mengenal pasti dan untuk mencukupkan dan untuk mendapat mencukupi dan juga productivity dari segi penambahbaikan skema governance, which is perbadanan dan juga management dari segi pengurusan juga untuk mendapatkan lebih baik dari segi operasi dan juga pengurusan tersebut. So the last one, which is the fire and holding. So the point is we need to identification and evaluation of different user level driver, which is they need to get a profit or risk, need to minimization of the risk and or to reduce the labor cost. Okay, so this one kita akan mengenal pasti juga dan membuat satu penilaian dari segi penggunaan air, taraf air yang berbeza untuk mendapatkan keuntungan lebih tinggi dan mengurangkan risiko dan juga mengurangkan kos pelabuhan kos pekerjaan tersebut. Okay. Dari segi the next one is a potential improving field and improving productivity by improving irrigation economy, better connection and to a market and better farming system, which is dia akan membuat satu keupayaan dan menambahbaikan dari segi kawasan tapakan tanah productivity dari which is dia akan menambahbaikan dari segi agronomi perairan to ensure dia akan dapatkan kawasan itu lebih lagi baik dari segi untuk mendapatkan ke market dan satu lagi untuk lagi baik untuk membuat untuk buat sistem pertanian tersebut. Okay, so next. Okay, special unit can be identified with 3 units, which is the hydrological, such as a river basin or aquifer. The second one, the unit can be identified with from administrative or political, like a district, to know the location also. And not all of it, some combination of this unit we can see about the we can include the hydrological and also the administrative also. Okay, so the temporal unit can be identified based on 3 types of it, which is the standard unit of time, which is we need to know days, hours, week, years, and so on. Then we need to know management unit. We have to identify the crop of season or what the limitation of the eating up and so on. And the last one is a hydrological unit from the special unit, which is mainly as a hydrological unit, such as a hydrological year or some of combination of this unit. Okay, so for your information, there has two types of it we need to know, which is a biophysical boundaries, which is to such as a basin or aquifer or irrigation scheme. And the societal boundaries, we need to know the countries and also the district. These both of it are rarely overlapped due to study the spatial scale of area. Okay, so next. the suggestion and improvement of regulation of water accounting. So in this suggestion and improvement, we need to look up the description and making a presentation of the data resources and method, making a time series analysis, maps, and information on uncertainty for the mainly three types of it, which is the water resources such as groundwater, stream flows, precipitation, unconventional sources, and imported waters. So the second one, which is the infrastructure for diversion, extraction, storage, bulk, delivery, irrigation, and drainage, water treatment, and so on. And the last one, which is the demand of and use of the different sector. Okay, so in this making a suggestion, we need to in this suggestion we need to make a finding and recommendation about the data that should be presented in the structured format. Second one, which is to answer to a key question or evidence that support or otherwise make a contention or hypothesis. We need to make an experiment. So the last one, which is the challenges and recommendation. So next. Okay, so for the process of carrying out the water accounting, there has three types of it, which is the first one is a RIDA framework. So the RIDA framework stands for resource, infrastructure, demand, and the framework. So the resources, we need to know the quantity and how to manage and how to follow the rules of using the resources. Then we go to the infrastructure, what the condition and the things that we need to control of it. So the third one, which is the demand, we need to know who is the user and how many users that we need to evaluate and what the legal framework that can be used. Okay, so the last one, which is assess and to identify the subgroup and the period of scarcity that need to complete the strategy and what the barrier to access of the framework. Okay, so the second one, which is the perpetual, we need to know the mainly as a precipitation, then go to the natural land, then there's a various line of it, which is they go to natural land, agricultural land, and urban land. But the urban land they need to identify on the groundwater also. So at that time, they need to know the export of the user of what the consumptive that we need to make a perpetual on it. So the next is the perpetual schematic. So you need to know what's the from the starting precipitation, then go to the possibility of the barriers of it. Then what the sources that can be inputted into the water storage. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is a reminder for you for all. But it is a process of carrying out the rapid water accounting. This is none of the framework or schematic template is a perfect. So this is not typically precise on this method. But as example, the RIDA charter does not distinguish the consumptive versus non-consumptive uses of no represent hydrologic pathway as well. Then the perpetual modeling and schematic shows in the previous slide that not well capture in the small infrastructure and the water demands. So in this in order to know the process of carrying out the framework, so you need to know you need to use them to identify the component to include it in regulation of water accounting at the early stage. So in this part of it, you can add you will be add some missing pathway or components while writing making a report of regulation of water accounting. So it doesn't need make a perfect diagram, but making a comprehensible of this method to understand what the process can be used as well. Okay, so that's all. We pass to the passing paper.
Okay, for the passing paper, one of the most pressing global issue of the 215 country is the scarcity of water of a quantity appropriate to ensure economic, environmental, and social sustainability. water scarcity has many implications, hence it is more appropriate to address them through the water accounting framework. So the question is, first discuss what is water accounting, and the second question is discuss three requirements to develop the water accounting framework. Okay, for the answer question one, what is water accounting? Water accounting is the systematic study of the current status and trend in water supply, demand, accessibility, and use in domain that have been specified. Water accounting as the systematic acquisition, analysis, and communication of information relating to stock, flow, and fluxes of water in natural, distributed, or heavily engineered environment. Water accounting centers on analysis of trends in water supply, demand, accessibility, and use in the time and space within specific domain. Okay. For the next answer.
Okay. So for the question two, discuss the three requirements of regulation. Three requirements to make a water accounting framework. So the three requirement framework has a three, which is the first one, the water accounting integrated analysis and modeling. So the objective is to evaluate the analysis and modeling if the of the water accounting activity. Second, there's a two possible action, which is the interception activities and the output and the outcome to evaluate the analysis and the modeling. So the second requirement of framework, which is the cycle of learning and adaptation of water accounting. There's a three circles to make a cycle. If the first one cannot go, if the first one can proceed, then they go to the second one. If the second one cannot proceed, then they don't allow to make a third cycle of it. So what the objective is to understand the evidence and the knowledge, and also to evaluate the confidence in the water accounting outcomes. Okay, so the last one, which is the water accounting capacity building process, which is there has a 5 step to make a capacity building process on the water auditing. So the objective to understand the limitation of the capacity of building water process to take into account of the process of the accounting of the organization. Okay, so that's all of the past paper question and also the presentation.
Okay, thank you for this group.
Thank you very much for watching. Is there any question?
Okay, thank you for this group. Water accounting. Ini topik lama tapi ada dalam pasir paper. This one related, dia relate dengan environmental, social and governance ESG dan juga sustainability accounting. So it is part of macam pollution, environment. This one specialized on water. I'm not sure water accounting framework nowadays ni is very important ataupun tidak. Tapi dia dalam kita punya syllabus dan pasir paper, dia ada bercerita tentang this water accounting framework ni. Which is yang ni sepatutnya dia termasuk dalam topik yang sustainability, environmental, yang tu. So thank you for this group. Now I open for Q&A session dulu sebelum kita proceed further.
Saya ada soalan, sir.
Siapa namanya?
Naili.
Naili. Okay, Naili, soalan?
Sir, saya nak tanya, water accounting dengan financial accounting ada beza ke?
Water accounting dengan?
Financial accounting.
Okay, Naili. Ini kan nama pun tajuk dia water, air. So, dia berkaitan dengan financial accounting. Soalan dia tadi ya?
Apa beza dia, sir?
financial accounting yang you buat FAR 1, FAR 2, FAR 3, FAR 4 ni kan. Yang this one, dia nak cerita pasal water, environmental, pollution punya accounting framework. Dia tak ada kaitan dengan financial reporting tu. Dia this one, dia more tu yang tadi saya cerita tadi, sustainable reporting, environmental, social and governance, dia benda-benda macam tu. Tapi this one, dia akan kira macam, this one is a part of dalam sustainable reporting tu ada. Dia cerita pasal air, pasal pollution, pasal waste of water, pasal utilization of water, sebab water is a part of our resources. Dulu mungkin ada, mungkin before this pernah ada cerita pasal this topic, maksudnya this topic before this lah, mungkin dulu dia pernah jadi hot story. Macam green accounting, green tu ialah yang contoh tumbuh-tumbuhan, green accounting. Ini water accounting. Mungkin akan datang kita ada land accounting. Dia bukan pasal figure-figure, angka-angka yang you nak masuk dalam financial statement ni. Dia more to how company yang involved in anything related to water punya activity, macam mana dia jaga water tu. Dia ada policy tak? Dia ada policy tak in terms of water usage yang company tu buat. Pollution, kita dulu pernah ada macam kilang di Johor, dia salurkan dia punya waste, chemical waste tu dekat river dekat Johor tu kan. So water dia affected. So bila water dia affected because of unresponsible punya action tu, what will happen to the company? In terms of financial performance of the company, dia tak relate direct, dia indirectly dia related to financial performance of the company because of the irresponsible punya activity tu. Maksudnya kita nak macam mana kita nak menjaga alam kita ni. That's why saya kata dia related dengan sustainability accounting, green accounting, water accounting, and anything related to ni lah, to kita punya world ni. Kita punya world, and then dia ada framework dia lah untuk company-company yang directly related dengan business operation dia yang related dengan water ni. Because pasir paper pun, contohnya pasir paper dalam ni pun dia ada cerita pasal economic, environmental and social sustainability. Dia kat situ. Dulu mungkin before this dia maksudnya all accounting punya profession body ni dia create water accounting framework. Untuk dia jaga alam tu. Maksudnya accountant menjaga alam sekitar ni. Apa peranan accountant, contohnya apa peranan accounting dalam menjaga alam sekitar. Dia macam tu. Okey, soalan lain?
Sir, saya ada soalan.
Okay.
Okay, so kita based on the water accounting, the company and also the government, dari segi intervention, ada tak effect on the financial statement or sustainability report?
Directly tak ada effect. Ada effect on contohnya kalau company tu dia mencemarkan alam sekitar, it will give back apa dipanggil, back image to the company. And dan kalau dia tak jaga betul-betul, it will give impact juga kepada performance of the company. Contohnya klien lari ke, kalau kilang vendor lari ke, vendor tak nak involve dalam ini aktiviti yang kilang tu buat. So dia indirectly dia boleh memberi impact yang besar. Kalau dalam financial accounting dia tak bagi impact sangat. Dia mungkin impact daripada dia punya side effect tu, kalau you buat illegal activity ataupun unresponsible punya activity tu. Okay?
Sir,
Okay.
kenapa combine water accounting dengan auditing?
Kenapa combine water accounting dengan auditing?
Mm-mm.
Syarul Helmi. Okay. Auditing, kalau dekat contohnya dekat DRB Highcom Berhad, DRB Highcom Berhad Wisma, DRB Highcom Glen Marie tu, kita ada internal audit department. Internal audit department ni dia akan audit semua sekali, bukan hanya accounting. DRB Highcom Berhad kita ada almost 80 to 100 active subsidiary, which is all of them from various business activity, operation. Ada yang Alam Flora, ada yang Bank Muamalat, ada yang di RB Highcom University, ada Proton, ada Honda, ada macam-macam lagi. So internal audit ni dia akan audit semua, termasuk water accounting, termasuk juga ESG, termasuk juga sebab nanti bila reporting internal audit tu dia akan menyeluruh. Dia termasuk sekali dengan operation side lah. Dia akan pergi kat kilang, dia akan buat audit. Dia tak semestinya accounting sahaja. Kalau bahagian risk management pula, dia lagi banyak lah berkaitan dengan water accounting, green accounting, ESG, sustainability reporting. Benda tu semua dia banyak. And then dalam kita punya annual report yang company public listed company buat tu, benda-benda macam ni semua kena report dalam tu. Dia bukan compulsory, dia ada macam dia tidak compulsory sepenuhnya, cuma dia kena follow certain area tu, dia kena report dalam tu. Sebahagian tu adalah requirement, sebahagian tu adalah encourage Bursa Malaysia encourage company ni untuk report dalam annual report. Dan sekarang ni dia pecah pula annual report tu menjadi banyak report. Ada satu annual report, ada satu sustainability report, ada satu lagi corporate governance report, dan ada banyak lagi report-report lain yang public listed company kena follow. Kena adhere to those requirement from Bursa Malaysia. So kalau you suka nak audit kilang, nak audit Alam Flora, nak audit university, nak audit Honda ke apa lagi, model Proton, Honda, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Devtech, semua-semua tu you nak check dia punya quality kereta kebal ke, dia tak melibatkan accounting pun. You check quality kereta kebal ke, you check university punya quality education ke, tu semua internal audit yang buat. So dia memang relate sebab internal audit tu dia menyeluruh, bukan hanya accounting. And then benda-benda macam ni dia melibatkan risk management department, dia melibatkan strategic punya performance management office, dia melibatkan treasury, finance department, treasury taklah, finance department juga, audit, risk management, performance management office, dia banyak. Kalau company yang public listed company lah, company yang besar. Okay, soalan lain?
Saya ada soalan lain.
Siapa Izzah ke?
Ya, betul.
Okay, Izzah. Okay.
Macam pipe kan kita kan penulisan air faham.
Baik.
Adakah organisasi itu di water accounting ni diuruskan oleh internal control yang dipilih oleh organisasi itu, ataupun ada accountant lain yang menjaga spesifik water accounting tu?
Okey, kalau kat Malaysia saya tak nampak sangat water accounting ni diimplement. Dia adalah sebahagian daripada ESG tu. Dia dah termasuk dalam tu. Jadi kalau kita nak cerita dalam satu, maksudnya dia a single topik tu, a single standard tu tak nampak di Malaysia ni. Kalau dia join ESG tu, you akan nampak. Kalau macam water accounting, macam pipe ni, pipe ni bukan, sebab dia punya business activity dia ialah dia supply air. Dia supply air, kalau ada pollution ke kilang tu buat dekat gebing, contohnya kilang gebing, dia buang chemical dia dekat kilang, dia tak ada kaitan dengan pipe. Dia akan ada kaitan dengan jabatan alam sekitar. Jabatan alam sekitar tu yang akan manage pollution, contohlah kan, water pollution, green lah apa orang, jabatan alam sekitar. Kalau macam you bakar hutan, dia akan jadi jabatan perhutanan. Kalau bahagian air, dia ada kan, Kementerian alam sekitar. Kementerian alam sekitar. So yang body-body yang tu yang menjaga kita punya air ni. Dari segi water accounting ni ialah dia water accounting, green accounting semua tu dia adalah indirectly sebahagian daripada reporting yang kita prepare dalam sustainability reporting. Kalau sekarang lah sustainability reporting tu. Kalau saya tengok satu contoh macam saya suka tengok Samdabi sebab Samdabi dia banyak in terms of yang benda-benda macam ni. Sebab dia kelapa sawit kan. Tu saya buka satu sustainability reporting untuk Samdabi. Di dalam ni dia ada sustainability report Samdabi. Kalau you baca yang ni mungkin you dapat idea sustainability. Saya buka sini saya tak tahu yang ni betul ke tak, saya check sustainability ni Samdabi property ni. Okay, contoh kita tengok. Saya suka ambil yang bahagian plantation tu. So water accounting ni dia more to value added to the company. Dia indirectly dengan financial performance. Macam ni sustainability at the heart of everything we do. Kita besarkan sikit Ni contoh report dia. This sustainability report describe our ongoing environmental, social and governance ESG sustainability journey, offering insight not so much from a value creation perspective but from a longer term GRI ni semua lah. Okay. Ada tak pasal water semua ni. What waste and water pollution. Inilah water accounting. Dia page berapa ni? Optimizing environmental performance. 29. Dia benda macam ni lah. 29 page 29. Dan dia ada cerita lah apa-apa yang dia buat. Contohnya kat sini ada nampak kan? Okay, environmental ESG Reduce carbon emission by about 49% from 2013 to 2020. Dengan cara dia planted 108,553 trees since 2011. Reduce water intensity. Ni ada dua. Community recycling, collection. Ni semua yang dibuat in terms of yang water tadi tu lah. Water accounting report, benda-benda macam lah yang dia akan report. Page 23 dia kan. Ini yang kita belajar water accounting, green accounting tu. Biasanya orang account, dia combine dengan risk, dia combine dengan corporate communication department, dia akan buat report 96 keping ni. Inilah tugas you. 96 keping ni kalau you suka buat report-report macam ni, you join corporate com, risk management, finance department lah, financial department. So you buat report ni. Ini biasanya akan involve orang accounting untuk buat benda ni. Nanti page 29. Kalau cerita pasal pipe tu tak ada kaitan dengan pipe. Ni pasal company. Macam ni dia ada cycling, bukan cycling, dia ada recycle lah, renewable energy. Lepas tu carbon sequestration, biodiversity, trees, community recycling, water saving fitting. Ini semua action take, maksudnya aktiviti-aktiviti yang dilakukan oleh Samdabi Property Berhad ni dari segi ESG tu. You kena, that's why kalau you bagi, kalau you share this kind of report tu, dia lebih nampak dan you lebih dapat markah banyak kalau you masa you presentation tu you share benda-benda macam ni. Benda-benda macam ni dah yang real life nanti you akan buat bila you dah start kerja nanti. Inilah report-report yang you kena buat lah. Okey, 26 kan? Ni environmental, climate change risk, biodiversity loss, sustainable product, dari segi ekonomi, dari segi environmental, waste and water pollution. We are committed to minimizing our negative environmental impact throughout championing water optimization and implementing efficient waste management. So dalam account you akan ada banyaklah cost untuk waste management tu. Itu yang related dengan financial statement tu, aktiviti yang you buat tu, kalau yang melibatkan duit tu dia akan dia akan relate dengan you punya figure-figure dalam you punya P&L semua tu. And then dia buatlah 46% water intensity reduce. They set 2030 waste reduction target, continue to monitor water quality in compliance with Department of Environmental. Department of Environmental environmental management plans, create a wetland construction and maintenance guideline. Benda macam ni lah dia buat. Kalau you nak, inilah yang is a part of water accounting tu. Dia banyak, dia ada 96 pages ni. Yang kalau you nak baca semua-semua ni. Water scarcity pun ada juga kat sini. Water scarcity, flooding, sea water, inundation, flood frequency, heat island effect, increased temperature, reducing worker productivity, green asset, adverse, macam ni water pollution, benda-benda macam ni lah water accountingnya. Okey, contoh saya crop sini sebagai contoh lah. Benda macam ni. Inilah water accounting yang kita nak cuba belajar tu lah yang kita sedang belajar sekarang ni. Okay, so ni saya masukkan dalam you punya group WhatsApp for those yang nak belajar tentang ESG, more to ESG ni lah. Okay, soalan lain? Soalan lain tak? Ada 4 soalan hari ni sebelum kita bercuti hari raya. Bonus mark ni digunakan kalau you punya final nanti 78 nak jadi 80A tu. Inilah semua yang saya akan gunakan untuk bagi markah tambahan maksimum 2 markah untuk you punya final result nanti. Okey, kalau tak ada soalan lagi, kita dah settle semua kita punya group presentation dan hari ni saya nak bagi markah untuk group ni lah. Saya dah set markah tadi. Group ni dapat 8.50. You punya slide tu agak kurang sikit, you punya presentation not so bad. Okay. Cuma dekat slide presentation tu kurang. So I'll give you 8.5. So currently yang this one 8.5, yang this one 8.75. Okay. You kena improve untuk individual presentation, video on accounting theory and approaches, test 1, test 2. Test 1, test 2 ni saya cuba buat dan saya akan bagi sebelum you masuk nanti. Sebelum you masuk hari Isnin, minggu selepas hari raya. Test 1, test 2 ni saya akan bagi awal and then you buat and then you submit. Minggu pertama submit test 1, minggu kedua submit test 2, minggu ketiga tu final exam.
Maksudnya naik raya ni Sir?
Kalau saya siap dalam waktu raya ni, saya akan bagi soalan tu siap-siap. Sebab dia kita tak ada test yang dalam kelas kan. So saya bagi, ada you buat jawapan. Macam mana? Dia open book test. Test buat dekat rumah. So mungkin saya bagi 2 hari, 3 hari ke untuk you settlekan test tu, and then you submit. Okay. Ataupun saya bagi 1 hari, paling worst case scenario saya bagi 1 hari. Pagi pukul 9 saya bagi, pukul 9 malam saya suruh submit. Test 1, test 2. Individual presentation kita akan start seminggu lepas raya itulah, seorang-seorang akan present. Video ni you dah boleh buat and then you boleh share dalam group WhatsApp. Itu je video, you dah boleh buat anytime. 5 markah ni you share dengan WhatsApp, saya akan buat bagi markah bila you dah submit video tu. Dan video tu you masuk dalam G Drive lah. Dan juga slide presentation yang you buat tu. Slide tu kena bagi saya jugalah. Sebab kita dah hujung, kita dah week berapa saya lupa dah. Tapi dah di hujung-hujung lah, ada lagi 4 minggu. Ada lagi 3 minggu sebelum final exam kan. Week 9 ni sekarang. Week 9, hari ni 29 bulan kan. Week 9 lah. 9, 10, 11, 12. Lepas tu final exam. Okay, kalau tak ada soalan lagi, kita wrap up and then kita akan jumpa balik hari Khamis next week, the next after raya tu untuk individual presentation. Individual presentation kita tengok seorang sampai pukul berapa kita boleh settle, and then kalau tak kita proceed. Ataupun kalau nak cepat, maksudnya satu minggu tu ada 2 kelas lah untuk presentation tu. Sebab kita ada 12 kan, mungkin satu presentation, satu kelas tu 4 orang ke contoh kan. 4 dia jadi 3 kali. Nanti kita tengok macam mana. Okay, sekarang ni dah minggu ke-9, kita dah boleh fokus on carry mark lah. You punya carry mark. So saya target 30 paling minimum, 30 over 40 untuk semua orang. Paling kurang 30. Carry mark you. Okay. Kalau tak ada soalan lagi.
Nak tanya.
Okay, boleh.
Yang individual presentation tu kena live presentation ke boleh record juga?
You kena masuk dalam YouTube, you punya YouTube channel kan? So you boleh record juga lah. You record tepi, kalau you nak makan tinggi, you record tepi, you present tepi tasik ke, you present tengah-tengah you makan kuih raya ke, dengan you pakai baju OOTD you tu ke, lepas tu you ajak kawan-kawan you bersembang ke sebelah-sebelah tentang orang tu tanya soalan, tapi dia related dengan pasir paper tu lah. Jangan lari pula pada pasir paper tu, sebab you pasir paper tu yang you kena jawab tu. Mungkin cara you tu kreatif sikit untuk you dapat makan lebih lah. Kalau normal presentation tu dia tak akan dapat 9/10.
Okay, sir ada limit ke slide tu?
Pasir paper, you jawab pasir paper. Nak kata limit tak limit sebab nanti saya akan bagi tahu apa yang saya nak. Contohnya key point, explanation 3 baris. Key point, explanation 3 baris. Key point, explanation 3 baris. Macam tu je. Dia tak boleh panjang-panjang. Dia 3 hingga 5 baris sahaja. Itu pun you buat dalam Microsoft Word. Nanti saya akan bagi font berapa yang you kena guna, apa-apa semua guna, supaya semua orang dia akan standardize jawapan dia tu. Kena ada key point, kena ada elaboration dekat bawah tu. Sebab kita memang teori kan. Key point tu 0.5 markah, explanation tu 1.5 markah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Nak tanya juga. So kira after raya ni, minggu yang kita balik tu kita buat apa?
Kita buat individual presentation.
Untuk assignment.
Individual yang 10 markah ni lah. Kita present in a pasir paper.
Bukan test kan?
Test tu saya akan bagi, minggu selepas raya tu saya akan bagi 1, minggu yang kedua tu saya akan bagi test tu. Test tu buat kat rumah, mungkin paling post pun saya bagi 1 hari untuk you prepare jawapan dia tu and then you submit dalam G Drive tu, jawapan you.
Test 1?
Test 1 lepas balik raya lah.
1 hari juga ke sir?
Kalau saya awal soalan tu, saya biasanya once saya dah siap soalan tu saya akan share terus dalam WhatsApp group lah, and then you boleh prepare lah sekali terus.
Okay sir, thank you sir.
Dia depends on bila saya siapkan soalan tu. Okay, soalan lain? Okay, kalau tak ada, till we meet again after Raya, selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, ba'au zahir dan batin. Safe journey, pergi mana-mana, jaga diri, jaga kesihatan, jaga safe journey untuk beraya ke mana-mana anda pergi.
Thank you sir.
Okay, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Raya.
Duit raya macam mana nak bagi duit raya kalau tak berjumpa?
Online banking ada ke?
Ha?
Online banking sir.
Online
Apa?
banking ada ke?
Oh, tak boleh, dia saya raya tradisional.
Ah.
Raya bukan raya kontemporari. Okey. Jumpa lagi.
Thank you sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes, sir.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Raya sir.
Selamat Hari Raya. Assalamualaikum. Jumpa lepas raya.